What up? James Hurley here. I just had to make a video because I'm super happy and super inspired. Since I've gotten home from Chicago, experiencing the Empowered Network Get Money conference, it's done amazing things in 1 week to my life. Not only did I have an amazing shift at that conference, which I won't go into right now because, I don't know, some of you might think it's weird. I'm not afraid to talk about it, it's just not the time. I'll do that in a future video. But it's made me so much more open to people. I just had an amazing conversation with a girl I met downtown, randomly. Just a conversation, that's it. And it ended up going into what we want to do in life. And I ended up being able to encourage her to pursue the things she wanted to pursue, that she was afraid that she would fail at. It's part of my purpose, you know? And it's what I love talking about. And long story short, we just had an amazing conversation and it seemed incredibly inspiring. And just want everybody to remember one thing: you never know who you're gonna meet. You never know who somebody is until you just say hello and you just start a regular, open-hearted conversation. So what I'm going to tell you a little bit about in this video is my vision and exactly what I'm doing and the steps I'm taking to make that vision come true. And how I'm working online to take steps and exactly what I'm doing in order to create a better life for myself, create an income that I can live on, and travel with. But before I get into that, I want to tell you a story about me. It's time that I actually was truthful about some things to just anybody. It's time to be open, don't you think? And I hope I have your permission to be truthful. You know, I don't think enough people are nowadays. You know, everybody has their time, but it's time for me to really tell you about myself. And I just thought of a particular situation today where it was a couple years back. I was living in Las Vegas at the time. Some of you know from other videos, I've been a DJ for about 14 years, and mostly underground DJing, you know, nothing major, just enough to make a little money here and there. And along with that lifestyle comes a lot of nightlife and a lot of partying and a lot of drugs. And it's not everybody does them, but you know, I've had my ups and downs with it. And it's not something, I'm sorry if I pause a lot here, it's not something I'm normally comfortable talking about, but I need to talk about. And have you ever just had those times in your life where maybe you haven't talked about it to somebody, but you've had those times where, you know, you're working from paycheck to paycheck, and then every weekend it's like, here we go, party on, and not exactly like the party when you're like 21 years old type of party or 18 years old type of party, but it's the type of party where you're like, I just need to get fucked up to get away from everything, because the rest of my life is not what I want, so I'm just gonna go ahead and drink a lot or do drugs or a combination of both, you know. And so in Vegas, when I was living there, and some of you know, Vegas is a pretty crazy town, so everything might as well grow on trees. And when I say everything, I mean anything you want. Anything you want. It's practically door-side delivery. Once you get to know a few people around there, that's that. You can get whatever you want. And that's what was happening to me. So, and when I say happening, nothing was happening to me. I was doing it all. You know, I was thinking that this is the way I wanted to be. And so, you know, it would just be every weekend, drink a fifth of rum to the head, a fifth of Captain, and then with my ex-girlfriend, and go ahead and pop a bunch of Pokeballs, Molly, or and then go from there. And pretty soon it was like Sunday at 1 o'clock. And after about 2 years straight of that, I just hit a wall. I mean, I got really lucky that nothing else happened, but I just hit a wall. It was like I couldn't think straight. I was never in the right mood except for, you know, when I was high on the weekends, and I was always just going weekend to weekend, and I didn't like who I'd become. You know, I wasn't and don't get me wrong, I wasn't the biggest. You know, other people have had worse problems than me, but for me, this was really heavy, you know. For me, it was just like, okay, doing ecstasy is what made me happy, and it was my drug of choice above alcohol, actually. And then, you know, it being Vegas, of course, I was doing cocaine here and there. Yeah, I was, you know. And I just hit a point where I just couldn't do it anymore because I wanted something more. The problem was that I didn't take enough action. I just kind of slowly phased out of it, which I guess is better than nothing, but it didn't help me all the way. It made me actually just continue habits for way too long. But the majority of what I was doing weekend to weekend stopped after about a 2-year stint, which is a long time. I'm actually really fortunate that my brain is fully functional and that I'm talking to you right now. But the thing that got me was I was living with friends there in Vegas at the time. Some of my best friends, Wayne and Laura is their name. And I remember I was sitting in my room on the computer, probably watching some dumb YouTube video, or, you know, something random, listening to some music, you know, stuff I would do before I knew how to use the internet to do cool stuff, like create a business. And my roommate Wayne comes in one night. He knocks on the door, he comes in, and he closes the door, and he said, "Dude, what are you doing?" He's like, and I was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, bro, he's like, I'm gonna try to do this without exploding. And this is what I remember. I can't remember the conversation completely clearly. I just know it went something like this. Is he was trying not to get angry, and he said, I feel like I'm your father. I feel like you're never here. I never see you. You never help around the house. You're always out partying. It's just weekend to weekend. And what are you doing with your life? And at the time, I almost started crying. I mean, to be truthful, I had one of my best friends telling me to my face what I was doing wrong. And of course I was in denial. At the time I was like, what are you talking about? I'm doing my best job I can. And I was stressed at the time. At the time I was only working literally part-time hours. I was making approximately $600 a month. And that was really hard. You know, my rent was $400. So you do the math on how much I was able to go do. Pretty much nothing. You know, but that really hit home for me. That conversation is what started me on a path of change. I had to really think about that recently and understand, like, you know, sometimes in life, my best thinking only got me a pocket full of ecstasy or Molly and a bottle of alcohol and just, you know, working paycheck to paycheck and saying, oh, I have all these goals, I have all these aspirations, I have notebooks of aspirations, but never doing anything, you know? So sometimes in life, well, I know what I've needed, and sometimes what we need someone to step in and say, hey, wake up. I think sometimes what I've realized is that sometimes my best thinking is what I shouldn't have been listening to. That I should have, that my problem was literally thinking that I knew everything. It's been really tough thinking about that, because I feel bad for hurting my friends. I feel bad for just acting like that around everybody, you know. And like I said, there's people that have been in better or worse situations, and I was able to recognize it, but damn, you know, I am so happy I had someone there to tell me, hey bro, this is what you're fucking up at, you know, this is what you're doing wrong. And that truly made a difference and started me on the path. It took a while, took a little bit, took about 1.5 years, but started me on the path to where I'm at now. And now with going to the conference for Empower Network last weekend, it was like having a bunch of leadership sort of mentors basically doing the same thing, saying, hey, wake up. And I'm happy to say that I'm awake, and I'm happy about that. And now I'm getting an opportunity to really start my business. And I want to tell you about my vision. The vision that I have to really go and do something that a lot of us want to do, okay? Isn't it fascinating sometimes when we really open up how we seem to be in the right place at the right time, you know? We seem to, just with the girl I met this afternoon, or some of the people I met last weekend, you know, when you really open up, it always seems like there's a connection. And I know that there's some of you out there that have been searching for things and connections, because you have these feelings inside of you, just like I have. But isn't it fascinating how sometimes you just feel like you're in the right place at the right time, and it becomes time to make that decision? You know what I'm talking about? That decision? The decision that you're ready to change things. You're ready to finally say, enough's enough. My best thinking has gotten me nowhere, and I'm ready to change. And this has happened to me a few times in my life, but there's those pivotal moments, those ones that really mean change. So how I've changed recently is I've been working with the Empower Network. The Empower Network is a absolutely brilliant vehicle for not only helping and influencing people to, you know, live their truth, but also a vehicle to make real money online from real skill sets and being yourself. And that's that. I mean, and literally to free yourself from the slavery model. You know what I'm talking about. Come on. We all have to go to work and do this thing and have alarm clocks go off. You know, I'm ready to do something different. And I've been learning the skills through Empower Network and through my team at Empower Network called the Prosperity Team. Excuse me, I almost said something else. I used to be on Love and Light, but that combined with something called Prosperity Team. And what I have access to when you join my team is I have access to giving you all of the training through Prosperity Team, which will help you get your blog set up. It will help you start to set up your correct marketing, start to, you know, generate relationships on Facebook, get traffic, things like that. And that's just the marketing aspect. And that's stuff that's all taught in the system. You don't have to worry about that. It's kind of like investing in yourself, investing in an education. And that's what I've been learning for the last few weeks. And I've been implementing what they're doing, and it's been working. And that's the key, is you need the right vehicle. Anyone can make a good choice to change their life, but you need the right vehicle to make that change. And so, if you lock arms with me, I'm not going to hold your hand and I'm not going to pat you on the butt, but I will walk beside you. And I'll give you the right tools you need to create the life you want by just working online a few hours a day. That's it. That's it. There's a link below this video. Just click on it, put your name on my mailing list, or below that there's a join link. Join. Starts for $25 a month. You just start your blog. The blog has massive ranking in Google. You start generating traffic and writing about your life and what you want. But there's also another thing. But let me tell you about my vision. Here is my vision. Because what I realized after years of DJing and after a few years of crazy drug use and partying is that I still love electronic dance music. I can't get enough. I love the bass. I love the lights. I love the feeling of thousands of people dancing at once. And I want to share this vision with you. Yes, those of you that are still watching, and you know that if you're still watching this video, there's a reason you're here. There's some of you that got offended by my language in the beginning, and there's some of you that turned off this video already. And then there's some of you that is like, this guy's kind of weird and I don't know about this, but I relate to him somehow. And still there's some of you that are still watching this video because something inside of you says, hey, I know exactly what he's talking about. And how do I know this? Because I know the way I felt. And now I know the way I feel and how confident I am after going to the event in Chicago. They made me believe. And I can't really get into the explanation of how they did that, but they recreated a fire inside of me that I haven't had in a long, long time. I have 100% conviction about this. I am in a new space in my head. Might be a little crazy space, but aren't we all a little crazy sometimes? I mean, let's cut the bullshit. Let's be real. Here's my vision. I am going to create a culture of people like myself that love going to festivals, love going to EDM festivals, love traveling, love going to the beach, and love doing it all the time. They want to live lives of luxury. Luxury meaning, you know, just relaxing, being able to get up when you want, express how you feel, express your opinions, talk about that music you love, that DJ you saw. Maybe one of these days soon we'll be at a big festival, and at that big festival suddenly Daft Punk will be playing, or maybe it'll be Deadmau5, or maybe it'll be Nero, or maybe it'll be Calvin Harris, or a DJ you love, someone you've always wanted to see. And instead of that feeling where you spend all this money on a festival and you go and you have an incredible time, and then you get back on Monday and you're like, uh-oh, how was I gonna pay rent again? Oh yeah, I know. I've been there. I've been there. So I just want to tell you that I'm creating a vision because I'm sick and tired of not being able to live my dream and do what I want. And think about how simple is that. Many of you, if you're like me, like I was in Vegas, it was easy to save up just enough money to get that ticket to that festival, to leave for the weekend, to go. So we all do it all the time. But what if we could just do that? And then the rest of the week, we could work on our business from home, part-time, right? and write about the festivals we go to. Put pictures up. You know, I know a lot of you out there, you have your camera, you have your video camera, and you take tons of pictures and video, and you go all around those festivals. A lot of you girls out there, come on. A lot of you little party chicks, little raver chicks, little ragers, you're around taking pictures everywhere. That's what we're gonna put on our blog, okay? We're gonna be one big team, and we are gonna go out there and we are gonna make money doing what we love, and we are gonna party, and we're gonna go in VIP, and we're gonna dance, and we're gonna rest on the beach on Sundays, and we're gonna have the best life, listening to the waves roll in, and thinking, hey, what festival do you want to go to next? I love those thoughts. You ever have those moments when you're at a festival and it just feels like everyone's thinking the same thing at once? Everyone's actually just like having that moment. You know, that moment where everything seems like you're all in the right place at exactly the right time, and it's exactly where you were meant to be. Well, that's how I'm starting to feel all of the time. And I want to experience exactly what I want to experience, when I want to experience, and I want to experience it with you. So I'm going to reach out my hand, and I'm here to help you every step of the way. Like I said, I'm not going to hold your hand. There's some learning to do. You got to make a commitment. You know that saying, work hard, play harder? I need you just to flip-flop that for just a little while and just work harder on your dream, and then play hard. And then we can all have exactly what we want. So, I just want you to know, no matter who you are, I love you, I appreciate you, and I believe in your vision, even if it's slightly different than mine. Even if you don't necessarily want to travel to every place I want to travel to. My vision is big enough for you, and my vision fits inside Empower Network's vision. So go ahead, pull out your credit card, make a decision. It's only $25. It's less than what you'd spend out going to a movie and dinner or out on one night of the town, much less going to a club and getting a few drinks. Get your blog started. What's gonna happen is my assistant Jelly, yes, her name is Jelly, my assistant Jelly is going to call you, and she's going to make an appointment to speak with me. Now, why? I'm a normal guy. So why does Jelly have to call you? Because I actually am busy working on my business, or I'm gonna be totally honest, still working a partial day job. But that is why I'm getting out. I'm getting out of the matrix because the guy that got me in Empower Network, his name's Justin Varengia. A year ago, he was just like me. A year ago, he was just like me. Guess what he's making now? Him and his wife are making over $60,000 a month. So it doesn't matter if you're someone that wants to make $100 extra a week, $100 extra a day, or $1,000 extra a day. This vision is big enough for your vision to fit within that. And if you want to travel with me, and you want to go to the beaches of the world, and you want to go to the festivals of the world, and experience everything that has to offer, make a decision. Click the join link below. Jelly will give you a call, probably tonight or tomorrow, whenever you join, and I'll get on the phone with you soon, and we'll make a plan to make this vision a reality. All right, everybody, this is James Hurley. Until next time, peace out.